G'day again, John at Down Under Tunage here in Melbourne, Australia. I'm jumping on the thread from Mutha Alamare, who is apparently going to start his first thread that he's done on the VC. What he wants us to show is what are our SuperGrails. Not just grails themselves, but SuperGrails. Yeah, I've got about, when I checked disc, I've got about 750 things that I've got. So I've narrowed it down to about 11 or 12. And yeah, I'll test my editing skills, see if I can put the pictures of them in here, because obviously most of them I don't have, or certainly in the format that I want them in. So yeah, I'm happy to jump on board. I've just seen your Tipsy Tuesday video that you just put out, which it's Wednesday here, of course, in Australia, but yeah, that was good value. I don't know what your neighbours think of you when you start rocking, but it was really enjoyable to watch, and yeah, I'm going to watch more of them because it was good fun. So yeah, thumbs up for that. Anyway, I'll do the and something to drink. Now I'll start off with a couple of Aussie ones. This is Aida, a self-titled CD from 2014. Now this came out on vinyl as well, limited edition, 2 vinyl set. And yeah, I was stupid me, I passed on one about 2 years ago at $80, and yeah, they're 150 minimum to probably 200 now for one of them. So yeah, I've only got CD of her at the moment. The second one from Australia was a band called Coup d'Etat. Tina Cross was the lead singer, and she was from New Zealand. And their self-titled album came out in '86. They had a couple of fairly well-known songs off it, but for some reason the vinyl is just really hard to find, and when you do see, it's really expensive. You're paying probably 90 minimum to about 120, 150. And the CD is even rarer. That's a $300 to $500 item if you're lucky enough to come across one. So that's one of my targets when I go to op shops and things like that, because you never know, it might just turn up in the $1 bin or something. So that's Coup d'Etat, self-titled. The next one is Sabrina. Yeah, she did a duet with Samantha Fox of the Blondie song Call Me. The picture disc looks absolutely gorgeous, so that's the reason I'll be wanting it for my collection, not for the quality of the cover version. That's probably about $100 item, if I can see one. I've never seen one in Australia, of course. Then the next one I've got is Clio, C-L-I-O, Italo Disco. They had a song called Faces in '85. The original vinyl for that, you're paying a minimum $150 to $250 for it. And the 2016, they remastered it and put it out on some coloured vinyl. And even that is $100 plus. And I've never had a copy in my hands to see one. So that's on my grails. The next one's a trance type song from 1985 by, though it was PJ, and it was Elysian, and there's like an EP of sort of trance dance stuff on it, and the one called Elysian Fields is the one on that I'm looking for. It's the one on purple vinyl. You're paying about $300 up for, incredibly rare, from Canada, and there's also a Canadian one on black, and even that's $150 to $300. Then the last of the it's a goth dark wave band, Lebanon, Hanover. They had an EP called Babes of the 80s in 2016. That's one of the few Lebanon Hanovers I just can't get. I've got a few of their things, but not that one. And that EP would be a minimum of 100 to 150 here in Australia. Then a couple of Maria Callas ones that I'm looking at from her. Yeah, the fantastic opera singer. She did a couple of performances of Aida in Mexico in 1950 and 51. The 1950 is a famous one because she outperformed a rather boorish tenor called Baum. He would sort of try to out-sing people, and she just blew him away and blew the audience away as well. I think the 1950s only found on unofficial recordings, but the 1951 she did that is available on vinyl. It's just hard to find. It's not expensive as, you know, as a grow would go, but it's just really hard to find one, especially here in Australia. So yeah, the Aida from 1951, that's on my want list, big time. Then of course another incredible singer, Garliss, Garliss, and The Sporting Life. I've only got it on CD, the one she did with bass player out of Led Zepp, John Paul Jones. I know someone in Australia that owns one, but he's a Led Zeppelin fan, and that's why he'd have it, which I'm sure that's also adds to its popularity. And yeah, the vinyl for that, you're paying probably, what would you be paying for that? Probably $150 to $300 minimum for it, for The Sporting Life. And the other Diamanda that I would love to get on vinyl is Malediction and Prayer. This is the 1998 live performance, and yeah, that would look absolutely stunning and sound stunning on vinyl. And that's another one that's you're going to be paying. What have I seen that go for? Yeah, $200 to $300 for that on vinyl. So she has been repressing some of the early material, so there's hope that there'll be a repress, but yeah, it could take a while. And the next one is the Parlor Trick. It's hard to describe them. They're like a sort of a gothy, cobwebby, like an Edwardian home or something. It's very, very unusual music. They use the theremin and stuff like that. It was what's her name? Meredith Yanos. It was called A Blessed Unrest. Came out in 2013 on CD, and even the CD is really hard to find. Like, it doesn't look like it goes for much, but you try finding one. They're really tricky to get, and that'd be $70 up. And they had a 2017 limited edition on this gorgeous, it's like a golden brown splatter vinyl, and that is just absolutely, yeah, it was on a golden brown sort of mix of vinyl. It looks absolutely stunning, and you're paying a minimum $200 to probably $800 for that if you can find one. The one thing that happened with it is that anybody who knows the channel Vinyl Eyes, or what's his name, Jarrett New, somebody VCLT'd him a copy a few years back, and of course he raved about it, had it in his background, and even at that time he had like 150,000 subscribers, so of course that added incredibly to the interest for this thing, because I think they only either 250 or 300 copies, I think, and it's just, yeah, it's just in the stratosphere. The last price I actually saw for it was $400 American, so yeah, I think that'll just be a dream for me. And the very last I've got is off my Kate Bush want list, and that's the Uruguay Lp, the special unique cover that they had for that, and that's been a goal of mine ever since I was collecting her stuff in the late 1980s. I've never actually seen a copy in person, and the last one I think sold for about 1,500 American dollars, so that's incredible for which is just a variety of one of her albums. So that's Kate Bush and Uruguay Kick Inside unique cover. So that's my SuperGrail list. Yeah, thanks very much, Aaron, for putting the thread idea up, and I'm pleased to be able to contribute to that, because I absolutely adore your channel. It's really good. Yeah, your Tipsy Tuesdays are good value. I'm sure your neighbours get some fun out of it as well. And rock on, mate. I really enjoy it. And for everybody else who watched this, thanks very much, and catch up with you again sometime in the future. Till then, see you later.